This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
He has time.
He's got him. Side touch is there. Leaping grab. Touchdown. Touchdown.
Good morning. I hope everyone's having a wonderful Friday morning. It's another edition of Ken and Ken in the Morning. Good morning, Ken.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jay. Good morning, Motown Mitch. Hey, so a couple breaking items yesterday. Busy day in Chicago. The Bears signed. Oh, here's Joseph. Good morning, Joe. The Bears signed 5 of their draft picks yesterday, including their first rounder, Colston Loveland, and then all their day 3 picks they've signed. That happened yesterday. The Panthers signed 6 of their draft picks. So now we're starting to get the Dolphins signed their first round pick and 6 others. So those are happy, but also big news. The Panthers released Clowney, Javian Clowney yesterday, which was interesting. Panthers put Jonathan Brooks on the PUP list. And let me see, a lot of draft picks were signed yesterday. So the Raiders signed Genty and their draft picks. Desmond Ridder is not going to try to play for the Broncos now, as was previously reported. And, of course, none of this matters because yesterday, worldwide news happened. It was ordained that the Bears will now win the Super Bowl now that we have a Pope, the first ever American Pope. And, oh, by the way, yes, he is a Bears fan and has a new papal gear.
Yeah. He doesn't want to commit that type of sacrilege.
The Pope is a Bears fan. Go figure. Go figure. Good morning, Nicholas. And of course, Isaac, I've got the Inter Miami jersey on this morning.
Well, it might be a good thing if he happens to be a Bears fan, because the only way the Bears are winning a Super Bowl is divine intervention.
Well, you speak of divine intervention. There you go. The Pope is a Bears fan. I mean, he doesn't get much more divine than that.
Well, depends on who you ask. My church actually. Yeah, never mind.
No, I mean, no. It was it was funny how something that was non-football related yesterday, the selection of a new Pope, became a football thing. So Adam Schefter, when the Pope was selected, reported it, tweeted it like NFL draft style. The Cardinals select, right? He did that. Then it came out of who the Pope was. It's like, oh, wait a minute. This Pope is an American Pope, the first ever. Oh, where's Where's Pope Leo the 15th or the 14th? Oh, he's from Chicago. Oh, he's a Bears fan and a Cubs fan. And oh my God, Bears Twitter was awash. It still is awash with Pope. You know, the Pope is a Bears fan. Tweets and NFL memes came up with a post yesterday where they redid his first prayer to say "fuck the Packers." I mean,
Yeah,
it kind of ran to the Pope thing yesterday.
Sorry,
it's kind of funny that we got an American Pope before the Bears got another Super Bowl.
Sorry, I don't believe in God. If God existed, we would have won a Super Bowl. So you're asked out. There is no God.
But I mean,
I'm gonna let you die on that hill alone, Sarah.
What?
I said I'm gonna let you die on that molehill alone.
you know, look at non-sports news, but some sports news yesterday. The bigger takeaway in the NFL yesterday wasn't that there's a new pope and the pope is maybe a Bears fan. You know, there's some debate. Some of the Philly fans say, "Well, no, he did some seminary in Philly. He might be an Eagles fan," but whatever. We digress. A lot of
I saw an article that said Chicago got a pope before they got a 4,000-yard passer.
Yeah, I posted that on X yesterday. Actually, I can show you. Yeah, here I'll show you what I posted on X yesterday. You know, it is kind of funny. I mean, you got to have some fun with it, I guess. Here's what I posted on X yesterday. Yeah, thank God it's Friday, Nicholas. Thank God indeed. So yeah, I took that meme and I added to it, and it did relatively well. I would say it did okay. Yeah, you know, but that's kind of what X has been like. You know, then of course there's the Pope again, and you know, I mean that one not so well. I just posted that about an hour ago, and then of course this is one of my favorite ones that came out. Yeah, so you know, Bears fans are having fun with it. That's fine. It's that time of football year. I mean, we're signing rookie contracts. Rookie contracts are getting signed. So that's a good thing. There's movement there. I'm waiting to see what happens with Cleveland's contracts. I don't think I've seen anything on Shore Sanders signing his contract yet. That's the one I'm interested in because obviously, you know, the slide and everything else is he going to have issues with his contract?
Well, sucks to be him. That's why it's great that they have a rookie pay scale and he's got a slotted amount he can get.
Yeah.
Like, if he'd have wanted all guaranteed, I bet he is.
Oh, he also wanted to go in the first round too, and you see how well that worked out for him.
Hey,
Yeah.
Isaac, take this a step further. We got a new pope before the Lions ever played in the Super Bowl. The Vikings have ever won a Super Bowl. I mean, we can go on with this. I mean, there's a million. We can keep going. I know Isaac's up to it. I mean, you know, it is funny.
I mean, technically, we've had about 9 popes, and the Lions haven't played in a Super Bowl. So,
yeah. So you know, I mean, it was just funny how something non-football became football news yesterday. It's like people were like, "How did Ryan Poles pull this off?" I'm like, "Oh Jesus!" But yeah. So we have a new pope, and he's from Chicago, and supposedly a Bears fan, definitely a Cubs fan. So because the White Sox fans are all upset, they don't know what to do about it now. But only in America could a pope be selected from America and it turn into his sports teams. That's all people cared about. So it was kind of funny. But other than that, we had some signings yesterday, folks. You know, we got some. The draft picks are coming off the board. The contracts are getting signed. That's a good thing.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's the only thing that there really is to talk about because that's about all that's happening this time of year.
Genty got a $22 million signing bonus.
Yeah,
His contract
spend that wisely.
his contract is just under $36 million total for 4 years, and he got $22 million in his signing bonus. It's crazy.
Yeah, Colston Loveland's let me see what his was. 26.64 million over 4 years with just over $16 million signing bonus, and of course they all have the fully guaranteed 5th-year option for 29. But that's kind of par for course for the first rounders. These big numbers. Caleb got what, $25 million signing bonus last year?
Man, I wish I could sign a contract and have a $22 million check handed to me.
No doubt.
Skip Bayless is desperate for clicks. He's had it with Tom Brady over Shador Sanders. Apparently, Tom Brady has an obligation to draft Shador.
What?
Skip's a ball washer.
Yep.
Wait. Sarah, explain this to me, because I obviously don't listen to that moron.
Skip is going on all over Twitter and YouTube saying that Tom Brady sabotaged Shador's draft stock, and it was Tom Brady who was behind Shador dropping in the draft and all that. And I'm just like, so apparently Tom Brady has an obligation to draft Shador.
I would say this is what I would say to Skip Bayless. Boo friggin' who?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, don't you have an essay case to worry about?
No, I mean, but Sarah, let's break this down even further. Let's say that Skip is right, that Brady sabotaged this kid. Okay, and welcome to life, kid.
No, I'm tired of everybody not giving this kid any kind of blame for how bad he did in his interviews, and it's apparently everyone's fault but this kid, even though
because it's like, not to cross over into the political realm, but it's like CNN and Fox and MSNBC and all the talking heads are there. They can never admit wrong. If they do, it's buried on the small back corner of page 9, where no one will see it. I mean, let's be honest. They hyped this kid up so much that now they have to, shift the blame to everything else, because it can't be the kid, because they like this kid so much and this kid is so good that it has to be the kid. And Broski's here this morning. Broski, divine intervention is happening, my friend.
There we go.
That is official new papal gear of the new Pope.
I like it. And we have Lions fans claiming the Pope also, because he's going by Pope Leo the 14th. So Leo the Lion. So,
God.
Yep.
Well, fuck it. Since I was born a good old Catholic boy, I'm going to claim the Pope for the Packers, since we're all just claiming popes.
Yeah.
Shout out Pope Leo the 14th.
Yeah, I posted something about the Pope, sports related. People came at me with the political stuff. I'm like, dude, you obviously missed the point of the post, which was about football, and they came at me with this politics. I'm like, I don't even care. You missed the joke.
Yeah.
Take some seriousness out of your life. But yeah.
Tom Brady actually responded to that too. They interviewed Tom Brady a couple days ago, and they were like, Skip Bayless is saying that you single-handedly sabotaged Shador's draft stock, and Brady was like, well, that's the thing about these talking heads, is they can say what they want, he's like, I didn't have a part in the draft. Like, I wasn't really intimately involved in the Raiders draft this year. So.
I think Tom was more responsible for bringing free agents in than anything.
Yeah. Well, if I'm Tom Brady, you know what I would say? And what if I did? I mean, but seriously, and what if I did? Like, okay, and what? I don't like the kid. He was, what's it he said? And I did sabotage him from coming to Vegas. He's a shit quarterback, no skills. What if he had said that? And what's Skip Bayless going to say then? Oh, well, what's that's his honest opinion?
Tom Brady's a racist.
Oh, I mean,
That would be the next thing.
that Joe's 100% right. That would be the next thing. He's
Tom
racist.
Brady voted for Trump, and Tom Brady's a racist and he's a Nazi.
And did you see all the libtards just they put up a 12-foot high DEI statue in Times Square of a black woman?
Yeah.
Did you see that? It's like that's the type of stuff they're on now, man. They just want to play the race card. If your skin's black, you don't have to be accountable for anything. You don't, you could commit crimes. It's not your fault. It's really warped and twisted.
Hey, Bill, I don't know if Brian Johnson is the new head coach. Brian Johnson, is that a hockey reference or what? No, we're going to talk about Caleb and the new season. Trust me, Bill. Every day Bill comes with these questions and we're talking about one topic, trying to switch a topic on us. And Bill, man, we'll get there. Man. We got like 3.5 months till the season kicks off. We're going to talk about Caleb in the sophomore slump or not sophomore slump. We're going to talk about predictions. In fact, we'll do whole shows on predictions. We'll get there, my friend. But yeah, Broski, I saw that statue and I just shook my head. I was like, whatever. If it's art, it's art. Let people be what people are going to be. But now you correct himself, Ben Johnson. I know you meant that, Bill. I'm just giving you a little hard time. Because obviously you want the Pope on your team like I do mine. See, that's what the Pope argument is going to be this year for Bears fans. You got to love it. It inserted some fun into the NFL offseason yesterday. The Pope is a Bears fan. Only in America. Because, in Europe, when they selected the Pope and he was from Poland or Germany, they'd say, oh, the guy's a Leverkusen fan or a Bayern Munich fan or an AC Milan fan. That shit, that wasn't going around the internet. They selected for the first time ever a Pope from the United States. Oh, he's a Bears fan and a Cubs fan, and all the fandoms are trying to claim him. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I also found out he graduated from Villanova University, Bachelor of Science degree in mathematics.
Yeah, and that's why the Eagles are trying to lay claim to him. Ed's trying to figure out an angle to claim him as a Packers fan. Oh, he likes cheese. Therefore, he's a Packers fan.
No, I already said it. I'm Catholic. I'm claiming him.
Ken was his altar boy long ago.
Saying a few things. Yeah, it's funny. It's you gotta have fun with the NFL every so often. And that was fun. I mean, in this part of the season where look at Clowney. Clowney being released is no small thing. I mean, he was a hot topic last year for who's going to get him. It's funny because Clowney and Judon were two guys that teams were clamoring for last offseason, right? Amidst their contract issues and everything else, and a lot of fan bases wanted them, and then they ended up playing for the teams they played for, and now they're both on the couch.
Clowney won't be for long. Because Clowney figured out his niche, It's like he's not going there to be like somebody's long-term answer. He's going to sign a contract with a different team every year, make $6-7 million, get 4 sacks, and then go to the next team.
So he's falling to Odell Beckham.
Yeah, and it's been successful for him. I mean, he's probably in his career, he's probably banked. I mean, let alone his rookie contract. Without his rookie contract, just from the teams, he's probably banked $30 million.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see where he ends up. I don't know who's a team that's in need. I mean, that's he's not going to go to a team that's rebuilding. He's going to go to a team that's in the hunt. So, okay, does he maybe end up in Baltimore? Does he maybe end up in Cincy? Well, I can't see Cincy. They got their own issue to deal with the contract right now. Pittsburgh, Clowney trying to go to Minnesota. Well, he's still guaranteed that he'll never win a ring.
Yeah, I could see him maybe going to the Commanders or something like that.
Yeah. No, I Minnesota doesn't make as much sense. I think they're pretty good at edge. I think they're happy with their edge rushers in Minnesota.
Yeah.
So I don't think Clowney would go there. Just
Washington makes sense. Dallas makes sense.
Detroit makes sense.
Yeah.
Chicago kind of makes some sense in a way. Not as much because they did sign a guy and draft a guy, but
Yeah, Chicago would make sense, I think. We definitely need another defensive end since we really only have 3. I mean, I don't feel too comfortable just rolling with 3 defensive ends. They could use a 4th one for the rotation.
Yeah, I was going to say, John brings up a good point of the Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs. Yeah, Broski, that's what I said. That he kind of makes sense, right? He's not as slam dunky, though, as he is maybe a couple of these other teams where he'd be the number 2 guy in the rotation instead of the number 4 guy.
Maybe the Jets.
Yeah, the Jets need all kinds of help. If it makes dollars and it makes sense, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Maybe the 49ers.
Yeah, Niners. I mean, look, you still got guys like Keenan Allen out there as well. There's some good veterans out there, but I mean, look at. Do we think any of these guys are going to sign before camp?
Clowney probably won't. He usually waits, but yeah, I don't know. Nobody seems to be interested in Judon.
No, but I think Judon was kind of old. Was kind of old though too. I mean, they both are, but
I think all these guys are right around 32, like Von Miller, Judon, Clowney, and I think there was another guy too. What's his name? There's another like veteran defensive end out there. It's funny. They're all like 32 years old.
Von Miller's like 39.
Von Miller. That guy, man.
Von Miller's old.
Oh, and then wrap up some news on the Pickens trade. Pickens says he plans on playing out the contract, not talking immediately about an extension. So that came out as well. I mean, they're still going to have to extend the guy. I don't think he's going to be a 1-year rental.
Yeah, Preston. That's the other defensive end I was thinking of.
Yeah, Preston's not a bad piece, but I don't think I'd want him as a starter for a team. Damn good teammate and can be effective, but he's another one that's aged up there pretty well.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
What is it? Jair is coming back. What? Ken, can you explain that one to me? What they talking about your Packers cornerback?
Yeah, because all the talk about him supposedly going to be getting traded and caught. He made a post on Facebook a couple days ago that he was coming back. There's a whole bunch of news articles that they're working on the restructure of his contract right now. So it seems like Alexander will be staying in Green Bay.
Cool. How many years on his contract does he have left?
I know he has at least this year and possibly next year, but I know he's got a couple of void years on his contract, so I don't know if it starts next year or not.
Okay, so he's actually like did he play his rookie contract and now he's on like his first non-rookie contract, or?
Yeah, this was an actual real contract that we gave him, and not just the rookie one. It's just at the end of it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the whole issue with Jair Alexander. Oof.
Yeah, a lot of shit got blown up about nothing. You know, the usual offseason crap.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't know if it was nothing. There seemed to be a lot of smoke there. There was like Jair wasn't happy.
What it all came from was his locker room interview at the end of the year, where he said something to the effect of, if you got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all, so I'm not going to comment. But that was after a year of frustrating injury and not being able to play. So who the hell knows exactly what he was referencing in that?
well, and then you go to last year before that with the whole captain issue and team suspension for a game or whatever that was. And I mean, there have been, and then you've got, like I said, the fans in Green Bay have criticized him because he seems to be like, well, I'm at 100%, so I won't go. Even though I'm at 90, I won't go. And it's like, come on. So there's some of those issues that some fans have mentioned, not all fans, but some. I think with Jair Alexander in Green Bay, it's like watching a soap opera and going, okay, is this going to get renewed for a season, or is the network finally going to axe it?
What the issue was with Alexander's injury is that he needed surgery on it, and the team doctors thought it could heal enough on its own to where he'd be able to play. So that's why he never got put on injured reserve when he should have just been shut down and, hey, go have the surgery.
Yeah, I mean, it's just his whole. But I mean, it's just that fed into it though, Ken. It's like the whole thing with Jair Alexander and the Green Bay Packers is like a bad soap opera, in some ways. And like every team has a player that happens with, whether it be the fault of the player or just circumstance. But I mean, with Alexander, there's been this smoke around him for 2 years now in Green Bay. You're just, and then like the quote from a couple weeks ago, I would rather they would just cut me than trade me. When he said that, it's like that just poured a little kerosene into John's fire there.
Well, I mean, with all the rumors going around that he's gonna be off the team, all this and that. What player wouldn't want to be cut rather than traded? That way you can decide your own destiny.
But like, let's shift the focus on this. What's to say that all of this noise isn't because of dumb shits like Stephen A. Smith and these talking heads on ESPN and Fox Sports and CBS and all these idiots who talk this crap up? Kind of like how Tom Brady's responsible for Shedeur Sanders' slide and all Skip Bayless bullshit. I mean, these guys, that's all they do. And like this Alexander thing, if it had been like, 10 years ago, might not even have been a blip, right? But these guys grab it, like Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless, and all of a sudden this is massive, predominant, force to be reckoned with in the media. It's like, really? Yeah, clickbait. Thank you, John. Dorn gets it. Clickbait. That's all it is.
No, it's just that was the fucking theme of the offseason last year for this show.
But it's the same, but the theme hasn't changed because it hasn't changed. It's still every day. Look at let me see. Let me try something. Right? Let me open up Edge real quick and see how much clickbait I get. There's the bad power rankings one. Okay, let me see. Okay, so there's some stats that got reported. Okay, there's a soccer one, so you guys don't care about that. Usually I get 3 or 4 Bears ones. Ranking the 6 best moves the Chicago Bears made this offseason. Okay, whatever. Usually Steelers could trade for 4-time Pro Bowl quarterback instead of signing Aaron Rodgers. Okay, great clickbait there. I mean, why don't you just say his name? Like, this is a great clickbait name. Steelers could trade for 4-time Pro Bowl quarterback. Why not just say Steelers could trade for Kirk Cousins? But no, they have to clickbait it, right? So much stupid clickbait out there. When you even open up grading the 20 biggest free agent signings of the offseason, okay. I mean, just clickbait everywhere you are.
Absolutely. Because they know if they put it in the title, nobody's gonna actually click on the article. They're gonna see the title of okay, whatever. And no, so we got to give you half of a fucking sentence.
Browns make Joe Flacco decision after Shedeur Sanders' first NFL setback. Really? I mean, no. What decision? Nothing's been made. He hasn't signed a contract yet.
No,
come on.
They made a decision with Joe Flacco on what he was going to have for breakfast for the team meeting.
Yeah, I mean, the clickbait is bad. 10 recent NFL draft busts who could revive their careers, and guess who they show? A Raider that was like really good last year. So okay, whatever. I mean, it just really the clickbait is bad. It's bad.
I mean, all Joe Flacco eats is Utz potato chips and Yingling lager. That's it.
That's it. That's all he needs. Joe, question for you: is it true Robert Spillane from the Raiders left after a 3-year deal? Huh?
Yeah, he went to the Patriots. They signed him for $14 million a season, and the Raiders weren't going to pay him that. So the Raiders ended up picking up a Landon Roberts from the Steelers for $3 million.
Like we're in clickbait season. But hey, at least the Pope is a Bears fan. So I'm happy today, no matter what the clickbait says. Oh, what's going to happen today? You know, I mean, just like, one of the great clickbait yesterday was what we know of the upcoming season. And it basically said, you know, the Thursday night game will be the Eagles. Well, no shit. We all knew that because they won the Super Bowl. Then they said the Jaguars will host a game in London. Really? They do that every year. And it basically just gave the teams that are hosting the games overseas. We already knew all that. It was just like, come on. Oh, Broski, your incoming love from John Dorn.
I like how he added a little something extra to it, maybe because it's Friday. Shout out John Dorn.
Spiced it up, man. He's
It's F-Bomb Friday.
I mean,
F-Bomb Friday.
F-Bomb Friday. That's on top. I mean, so Wednesday we get the schedule. Who do you think the Eagles get on Thursday Night Football? Let's speculate a little about that. We got some time today. Is it going to be the NFC North being represented?
What'd you say there, Ken? I had somebody just message me.
No.
Hey, it's not my fault people want to talk to me for some fucking reason.
I thought it would be the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you got to pay your bills, Ken. The bill collectors don't count.
You know, unfortunately, all those are paid.
I thought it would be the Super Bowl rematch, the Eagles and the Chiefs
You know,
for the opener.
It could be. That would be interesting.
I could see it being Lions at Eagles. I can see it.
So the home games they have this year, they got the Vikings. They get the wait, no, they don't. They're playing Minnesota in Minnesota. I'm sorry. So the games that they're getting in Philly, you get obviously the division rivals. You get the Bears and the Lions out of the North. Then you've got the entire South, the Raiders, the Rams, the Broncos, the Bucks. I mean, it can't.
The Eagles are playing the Raiders?
Yeah, they got the Raiders. Okay, here's their. They got the Bills in Buffalo, they get the Cowboys in Arlington, the Packers in Green Bay, the Chiefs at Arrowhead, the Chargers in Cali, the Vikings in Minnesota. Then they get at home, they got the Cowboys, the Giants, the Commanders, the Bears, the Lions, the Broncos.
Your mic's doing it again.
And they got the Bucks in Tampa.
Your mic cut out. So do the Raiders play them in Philly or in Vegas?
I'll go in Philly. They get the Cowboys, the Giants, the Commanders, the Bears, the Lions, the Broncos, the Raiders, the Rams.
Yeah, I think there's a chance it'll be Lions at Eagles. I'd also be curious to see if like the Eagles spank the Lions, if the Lions will still use everyone was injured, even though it was week 1.
I mean, look at there's
Broski's chumming the waters.
I mean, look at there. I mean, John said Dorn's like Eagles Bears, and look at there's a good case to be made for that. That's Ben Johnson's first game. You know, Caleb with the new offensive line, a real test out the gate. which sucks because we all know Week 1's a suck fest, right? If the Bears were to win that game, oh my God, Bears Nation would just be like, "That's it, we're winning the Super Bowl."
No, you're not just winning the Super Bowl; you're winning it for the next 5 years straight.
Yeah.
The Pope's prayers worked.
Let me see who has the 2025 NFL International games, because I can't remember who's got. I mean, but there is an argument to make for the Bears.
Why would there be an argument to be made for the Bears? I don't see any.
Well, A, they're one of 8 teams that they play at home. B, storyline, Ben Johnson's first game.
Yeah, but you're acting like Ben Johnson is this like Hall of Fame coach. He's a first-time coach.
Sarah, just don't be mad because it's not your Vikings. Of the 8 teams they got, it's not a bad story. I mean, look at
you're acting like Ben Johnson is this Hall of Fame coach. He's just a coach. Sarah. I don't understand why.
I'm saying that whatever, Sarah. I mean, I'm saying it's a compelling story because the first-time head coach who was highly sought after, and Caleb Williams starting year 2 with the new offensive line and all those weapons. It would be, I could see them making that matchup.
But it's not compelling. It's compelling to you.
It's not the rest of us. I'm sorry. It's not compelling to Sarah. Therefore, it can't happen. So
no, I think it's compelling to you, but for the rest of us.
I guess they're going to have to move the game to Minneapolis, Sarah. Like, Sarah, why would you even give a fuck? They're not playing in week 1.
When did I say I wanted the Vikings to play them? I'm just saying that it's not I don't see why the Bears would play the Eagles as the starting game for the NFL season. I never said anything about the Vikings.
Well, I mean, if you look at it, it could be a division game. They could start.
That's what I'd much rather see is a divisional game.
The Commanders.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I really want to see.
Yeah, that would be great. Like a rematch of the NFC Championship. That's a great storyline. The Lions are a good storyline. The Bears have a decent storyline to it. The Giants not so much. The Cowboys would always be good. A good divisional match. The Broncos could be interesting. I mean, they've got some interesting choices. The Rams could be interesting, another playoff team. The Bucks could be interesting, another playoff team. But the Bears do enter into that mix, Sarah, even though you don't like it. Sorry. Here are the international games. In London, the Browns, the Jets, and the Jaguars will each host a game in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and Wembley, respectively. The Chargers will play a game in Sao Paulo, Brazil. In Berlin, the Colts will host a game at the Olympia Stadium. The Steelers will play in Dublin. They'll host a game in Dublin this year. And in Madrid, the Dolphins will host a game in Madrid this year.
I really hope we don't play that game against the Steelers in Dublin.
My point was, when has a 5-12 team opened up the season? That's my point.
Sarah, we're done.
Game in Dublin sounds fun.
Yeah, a lot of games.
It absolutely does, as long as it's not my team that's there.
So I mean, the Raiders could end up. I don't know. Do the Raiders play the? Oh, I'm catching up on. Jeez. Don't care, Bill. We're not talking about that right now. Let me go back to the schedule here after Sarah's little tirade about how it's not interesting to her. Cool.
It sounds like you're having a tirade because I'm just merely pointing out that a team that's 5-12 shouldn't be opening up the NFL season.
You could. I mean, look at you could.
And I'm sorry, I didn't realize Ben Johnson was a Hall of Famer, a Hall of Fame coach.
So I can move on. So Joe, you could play the Chargers in Brazil. As we've moved on from one topic, trying to go to another. You could go to Brazil to play the Chargers if you do that. You guys play the Colts this year or the Steelers?
I don't know. I think we play the Steelers. I'm not sure.
Let's do this. Let's find the Raiders schedule. Who their away game or it have to be their away games. Yeah, trying to figure out if our teams are going to be playing international games is always.
I would rather not have the Raiders play international, just because it seems to throw off the next week's game too.
Oh, you guys get it. Oh, so wait, Indy. Okay, so I have to do some back and forth. So Indy plays a game in Germany, and you play at Indy this year. You get the Chiefs. Oh, you could also play the Chargers. We know that.
What's up there, JB?
Not much. I just figured I'd come in and
could get the Browns home game. Let me see, play the Steelers. That was the one I'm looking at. You guys don't get the Steelers this year. So you could end up playing Germany against the Colts.
Who are you talking about? The Packers there or the Vikings?
No, we're talking about the Raiders.
Oh, the Raiders? Yeah, they don't have the Steelers.
And you don't got Miami, so you don't have to worry about going to Spain.
They got New England.
It looks like you can either go to Brazil or Germany or London. Wait, let me check your Browns game. You guys get the Browns? No, the Browns are a home game for you guys. So you've got two opportunities to possibly be overseas.
I hope not. Although the Raiders are pretty popular in London.
Yeah, a lot of teams are pretty popular in London, though.
Shout out JB.
Hey, how you doing, broski?
Doing good, man.
That was a fun show, but like when you talked about Penn State, because we actually visited Happy Valley on the way to our honeymoon. That's why I went into that whole thing.
Yeah, and I had to drop after I kind of posted that one comment. I could definitely go back sometime and pick it up. But yeah, man, it's definitely an experience going there.
Good morning, Nicholas.
Yeah, I don't think the Packers are in danger of an overseas game this year, are they?
I think Germany might be the Lions because that's been the rumor that's going around.
Did they get the Colts this year?
Who are you talking about? Who are you talking about?
The Lions. I heard that they might be getting the overseas game in Germany.
No, so here are the teams that are hosting, JB. In England, you've got the Browns, the Jets, and the Jags. In Brazil, the Chargers. In Germany, the Colts. In Ireland, Pittsburgh. And in Madrid, the Dolphins. So basically all the home teams are AFC teams this year.
And I don't think we host any of them or play any of them this year.
Yeah, so I think overall, most of us, I don't think the Bears have any of these teams. Well, no, we have the Steelers. We all have the Steelers. So we play the AFC North. But whether you're at home or away from them, that's the question.
Gotcha.
That is the question.
It's tough for you guys. That's tough for the North, though. You guys have to play the AFC North.
Yeah, but we don't. Then we could be against the AFC North. And who's the hosting? Is there any AFC North hosting?
Is there any AFC North what?
Hosting overseas?
Yeah, the Steelers are going to be over there, and it's been floated that we might be freaking having to play them over in Ireland.
Well, let's find out. Let me see.
That Ireland game's going to be lit, dude.
Kyle, good to see you, my brother. Nicholas, yeah, you usually get to see me at noon. I just figured I'd pop in. I made my coffee. I'm ready early. I'm wearing my I don't give a fuck. First year we won a championship of the North. Kyle,
all the Steeler fans in Ireland are going to wake up to that good Irish breakfast. A 6-pack and a potato.
So the Steelers' possible home games. The Steeler possible home games are as follows. Let me get down to okay. So the games the team they could end up playing internationally. Whoa, website just went crazy. There we go. Okay, here are the home games: Baltimore, Cincy, Cleveland, Buffalo, Miami, Green Bay, Minnesota, Indianapolis, and Seattle. So it won't be Indy because they've already got an international game. It could be either Green Bay or Minnesota that will go play in Dublin. Those are your two options.
Dude, Green Bay would be interesting. Think about that. If the Steelers sign Rodgers and then they're playing Green Bay in Dublin, like that would be interesting.
Going overseas again.
It's already been said the Steelers have no interest in Aaron Rodgers. That came out.
Really?
Oh, I was going to say, because I heard on the draft from one of the reporters there that it was damn near a foregone conclusion that they made it seem like they were just waiting on Aaron Rodgers to sign the contract.
I'm telling you guys this now. I've been saying it for months. There's no chance in hell Aaron Rodgers plays for the Steelers.
Right, because Tomlin talks with them, but guess what? It hasn't gone well.
Play the what if game though. What if it was that scenario where he does go to the Steelers and Green Bay does get the Ireland game? I mean, that would be a good storyline for the NFL, and we know they love a good storyline.
That's not happening, dude.
But hold on, Cal. But here's the other side of that coin. What if they trade for Kirk Cousins and then get Minnesota?
No.
It's an NFL storyline. NFL likes these storylines.
Yeah, but I just don't personally see Kirk Cousins working out so great over there for him. So I hope for the Steelers' sake they don't trade for him.
Yeah.
Can I talk yet,
I'm curious now.
or am I still on timeout?
Why are you on timeout?
Because somebody's upset.
Sarah, when you cut people off, that tends to happen. Like you just cut someone else
Sure,
off.
Ken. We can go with that story.
To ask,
Hey, I found Caleb's nail color for those who asked.
It doesn't have
That's a
bling on
perfect fit
there.
for him.
Bling.
JB, I was going to say, I don't know if that's accurate. There's no glitter in that nail polish.
Exactly. See, Brookie knows.
Yeah, but it's hard to get glitter in plastic.
Well, anyways, no, we're rumored to be playing the Steelers in Dublin, and then we have the next week's game in Tottenham Hill to play the Browns. So we're playing back-to-back.
International games? Ooh, that's
Yeah,
rough.
I seen that.
I doubt that's going to happen. The only team that happens with is the Jaguars, but they plan to play 2 games in London every year. They legit plan it every year. No other team gets 2 international games, especially in 2 different countries. It'd be interesting to see if the NFL does try that. I doubt that would happen, but if it did, that would be them testing the waters for the future. You know what I mean?
But Ken, I would point out Ireland and England are not that far apart, so it's possible that they could play Ireland and then just go over to England and do their camp for the next week. Like it's not like they're going from Ireland to Rome or something like that. It's short.
Even if you're doing Ireland to Rome, it's only like a 2-hour flight. I mean, they would just set up camp somewhere in Europe for both games.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I could see it happening for Ireland and England, like back-to-back games.
I mean, I could see it being Ireland and Germany even. I mean, and that's just the NFL testing the waters that can teams do this.
Well, like, what about like the Dublin Stadium? Do they have like smaller seats or like smaller sections for small seats for like leprechauns? Like the leprechauns have to pay full price for like a seat, or can they like get 2 tickets for 1?
Why are you talking about me like that, huh?
They can get 3 of them. They just got to sit on each other's shoulders and wear a trench coat. Then it's fine.
Oh,
Broski,
now
why
you're
calling
sounding
me
like
a
you
leprechaun?
hung out around the game.
You're a leprechaun, Sarah? I didn't know that.
Crowd control.
Because I'm short.
Hey,
Yes,
Sarah.
I have to pay full price.
Sarah, top of the morning
Oh, that
to
was
you.
good, Ken. That was good, Ken.
True story. Even if we're short, we still have to pay full price. We don't get to
Nicholas
pay
asked
that
about-
under 12 age kids price.
So Cork Park, that the NFL selected for this game, is home of which soccer team? It's one of their major for the Gaelic Athletic Association. Which
Timo
team is it?
Joe Rogan, let him know who you represent, because evidently he hasn't paid attention.
No, I'm a Raider fan, dude.
Yeah, Joe's a good old Cali boy.
I had to do it. I had to do my normal introduction for you if I'm going to ask you a question.
Now that you said that, Joe does look like Joe.
I know. That's why I've said it forever.
That's the first thing I said before I even knew who anyone on the show was. I was like, Joe Rogan's on the show? I'm like, oh no, it's Joe somebody else. Yeah.
And now he's got his full name out of there instead of just Joe the Raider fan. Now we know it's not Joe Rogan. So I say
How
Joe
do we know
Rogan.
it's not Joe Rogan? Because his name is Joe also. What if?
Oh my!
And just like
bigger than Rogan.
Well, and just like Joe Rogan, Joe the Raider fan can kick someone's ass as well.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a white belt, dude, so I don't go around puffing my chest out.
It's going to be interesting to see though with the stadiums, like the stadium they picked for Ireland's a pretty massive stadium they've used for a lot of international soccer games and other events. The stadium they put in Madrid is Real Madrid's home stadium, which is a pretty famous stadium in Europe. They picked some pretty good venues. It should be interesting to see if we have the Brazil effect from last year. I know Packer fans thank you. We're mad about the grass last year, but that just came to, I think, the equipment managers being caught off guard from when they tested the cleats during the day to when it got at night in the winter and it cooled off and the dew hit the grass. Europe's a little more standard flare for them, so it'll be interesting to see what the field conditions are like in Sao Paulo. It'll be interesting to see what the field conditions are like at some of these first-time places for the NFL. Because look, when we talk about London, I mean, we've been going to Hotspur Stadium and Wembley for years, right? This is the second game now in Sao Paulo. The Olympia Stadium in Berlin's a first. They haven't played a game in Berlin yet. Dublin's a first, and Madrid's a first. So the NFL really expanding the international flavor of putting games overseas. So you can guarantee, you're getting a bye week the next week after that, because that tends to be par for course. So we're not going to see many. I mean, Sao Paulo will probably week one again if they follow. I can't. Yeah, I can see Sao Paulo being a week one game. So
it was last year.
Yeah, so I would say that would be the Friday night game where it will be Sao Paulo.
And we talked about this last year. We said that the NFL is trying to expand into other markets and that we would see more international games. So just watch next year. It's going to be like live from Kabul, live from Baghdad.
Live from Islamabad.
You thought it was bad in Brazil where they couldn't leave the hotel.
Live from Islamabad.
Squadron protection.
Seven international regular season games this year.
So I heard it's going to increase by 2 more within the next 4 years, because what the Super Bowl actually overshadowed the Japanese baseball championships and the Chinese baseball championships.
So the NFL has committed to play a regular season game in Melbourne, Australia, starting in 2026.
Yes.
I would hate to be that team that has to go there.
Yeah, I was going to say that's going to be a hell of a flight.
So let the cost on that. So we were trying to do a cruise out of Australia, because cruising out of Australia is dirt cheap. But you know how much the airfare in just economy class is per person to get to Australia?
As much as the 10-day cruise is here.
More. $3,000 a person. My wife just priced it out.
Okay.
The cruise doesn't even cost that much.
Let me rephrase that. For the suite with 2 rooms with the balcony on the ship, that cruise.
It would be cheaper than the flight, actually. I mean, it's like when you're looking at flying, and for 3 of us to go, it'd be like $10,000 to fly to Australia. It's holy crap. Of course, they charter a plane, but still, I mean, that's going to be an expensive one. And then what? And that's a long flight. So when are they going to do? Sydney would almost have to be a week 1 game too, or a Thursday night football game to start the season. I mean, geez, these places just aren't like Europe. Is the simple. If you're on the East Coast, it's a 6 or 7 hour plane ride, no worse than going to the West Coast. But if you're the Chargers having to fly to Ireland, that's a flight.
The Rams are playing in Melbourne to start that game. I just don't know who their opponent is, but it's going to be the Rams versus somebody.
I'm curious if the Steelers are not interested in Aaron. That doesn't leave many options for Aaron, does it?
I don't think
Retirement.
he's even going to play.
Minnesota.
Retirement.
There's
He wants to
Minnesota
play.
Still. He can follow the Brett Favre plan.
Oh, and
He's
take him to
gonna
the
wait
NFC
for
Championship game?
He's
I'm
going to
just
wait
saying
for
that
the Titans
to end
to
it.
get injured.
I need that fake tweet from Adam Schefter to come out because you know how he gets one every year that Aaron Rodgers signed with Minnesota, so I can watch Sarah and Michael Johnson rage quit right on the screen.
Load.
It's okay. You'll see me do the same thing too.
So next week we get the schedule release. We probably won't get any signings of note from any of these older free agents that are out there, and there are quite a few. The Steelers may or may not get a quarterback. That's a funny thing. They have no quarterback. They got to do something. It's going to be Rodgers or Cousins. You assume Riddler's out there, but
Oh, it's going to be Will Howard week 1.
Will Howard.
Yeah, I have a good feeling that Will Howard can beat him out, but if he doesn't, Tomlin is willing to let him hold the clipboard and start Mason Rudolph because he's comfortable with Mason Rudolph.
Rudolph took them to the playoffs one year.
Right.
yeah.
You just got to bench him for whenever they play the Browns because Myles Garrett's probably going to brain him again.
They were right across the noggin.
Here's something to think about for Mike Tomlin. Is he on the hot seat this year? If they don't win a playoff game, is he fired?
No.
No. You heard Art Rooney. You were one of the ones that backed me up after the season about that.
Right,
He said, I love Tomlin. We just extended him. We're not getting rid of him.
Right, but JB, they said that the second after they lost, right? Like, dude, it's like there's some pressure there in Pittsburgh. They have not won a playoff game in what 8 or 9 years. If he goes to the playoffs and loses again, or has a losing record this year, it's a good excuse.
It's the same thing we told everybody then. It's pressure from fans, not from the top.
He's never had a losing season.
Right.
Why is that even a topic?
Because you haven't won a playoff game in 8 years. That's why.
I think Tomlin's about a decade older than me, and I have a feeling he'll still be coaching after I'm dead.
Right.
Good one, Broski.
Oh, Jesus. There you go.
Should I
Bill.
start buying life insurance on you, broski?
Yeah, if you know
We'll all
something
chip
going
in.
on, let us know.
I have to hop out. I have to go live in 2 minutes. I just wanted to pop in, see what
Hey.
the conversation
And on
was
that
about.
note,
It's great to have you, JB.
go see JB next, and everyone have a great weekend. There'll be no house hall on Sunday. We're taking Mother's Day off. You've got the Packers show tonight. You've got Red Zone Rant. I'm assuming still Sunday. Viking shows on Saturday. The afternoon show here after JB. Everyone have a great Mother's Day weekend, and we'll see you all next week.